Hi everyone, my name is Risha. Today is the 11th of January 2026, and today I'll be going over my weekly prediction for Nvidia. As usual, I'll be going over the monthly, weekly, and finally the daily charts, and then I'll switch over to the Excel sheet where we'll review the last prediction and this one in more detail. But before getting into this video, it's important to make the disclaimer that all information here is completely educational, and therefore it is important to conduct your own analysis, whatever analysis that may be, to ensure that you're comfortable with the risk, reward, and trading style, since you may not be with mine. So with that out of the way, let's get into this video. So monthly charts, we can see that clearly we have this sort of symmetrical triangle pattern going on here, where we're seeing sort of bounces up and down, but we see that this month currently is downward facing for Nvidia, which is interesting considering this new news that just came out about Nvidia partnering to create robo-taxis and autonomous vehicles, which is very, very good for the company, of course, since it's at the launch of a new project. So we may see a correction towards maybe potentially an upwards bullish correction for sure, because this is very good news for the company. Maybe the market's just having a delayed reaction. However, technically speaking, the MACD is positive, which is good confirmation of this upwards trend, although it is waning, which is sort of similar to what we see here anyways. The RSI was overbought, and we see it sort of crashed back down. This is typically what happens when markets are overbought, and we see that it's below 70 for now. So yeah, this is what we get from the monthly charts. Weekly charts are a little more interesting. Here we see again the symmetrical pattern in more detail, but we see that the MACD is negative and the RSI is going down. A clear sort of indication of a downward trend, or downwards divergence even. Although to be fair, the RSI is sort of diverging from here, in which the price action is actually negative. It's not so much a divergence, but more of an indication that the market is going downwards. So this symmetrical triangle we're seeing may end up breaking downwards. But yeah, that's what we get from the weekly charts. Moving on to the daily charts, this is again more interesting. We see it in more detail, this symmetrical triangle. We see that there were some breaks here, but this was a whipsaw. It went back up, and the market is sort of consolidating around here, but we did have a downwards breakout of this range. But the next candle, again, is a doji, so again, back to market indecision, and the market is not clear as to where it wants to go. MACD is positive, but waning. RSI is going up. These are all confirmations of the price action. There's no divergence yet. But yeah, so effectively, we'll just have to wait for the market to give us confirmation as to which side it wants to go. So on that note, for this week, and we will buy Nvidia if it crosses 186.25 and sell if it falls below 182.51 with a target of 2% and a trailing stop loss of 1%. If neither target is hit or stop loss is hit, then we will close on Friday. The weekly and monthly trend currently are up, but that's all for, the weekly trend actually you could say is down here, so I could change this. The weekly trend is down, and the monthly trend is up. So that's all for this video. Thank you for watching. Enjoy, and I'll see you in the next one.